Okay, let's make some cinnamon hard candy. Have y'all ever made hard candy before? Oh, it's so good, it's the best. What I've got is my little cast iron Dutch oven, and I'm gonna add 2 cups of sugar. This is gonna make 1 pan of hard candy, which is quite a bit of hard candy. And you can make this any flavor that you want. I'm making it cinnamon, but you can use any flavor that you want. We're gonna add 1 cup of water, and then 3/4 of a cup of corn syrup. I'm just using Caro's. And that's it. That's our hard candy. We're going to let this cook. We're going to be stirring it until that sugar dissolves. So we want to stir it real good until that sugar dissolves, and then we're just going to leave it alone and let it cook until it gets to, if you're using a thermometer, you want it to be the hard crack stage, which is about 300 degrees. But I'm going to show you how to do it like my mama did it if you don't have a thermometer, because she never used a thermometer. So let's just let this cook, and we'll come back when it's time to check if it's ready. All right, so we've had that boiling for just a little bit, and we want to check and see if it's almost ready. You're going to get you a little cup with some cold water in it, and have you a spoon, and just get a little bit and drop it down in there. Now, if it doesn't kind of become a piece of candy that you can kind of pick up out of here, it's not ready. And so it's not ready, y'all. Okay, now that it's cooked down some more, let's check again. So I've got my cold water here, and I'm just gonna drop some down in there. Now let's see what it does. Okay, look at that. Can you see? So look, not quite there, because it's still a little bit sticky, but it's almost there. All right, y'all. Now I have just taken this off the heat because it's ready, and we have to act quickly because this is gonna set up fast. I've got some red food coloring because I'm making cinnamon candy, so I want it to be red. So I'm gonna stir that in until I get it the right color that I want. And I just want a nice pretty red, and that will pretty much do it. That's kind of pink. I could add just a little bit more, but I'm not going to. It's perfect. Now we're going to add our oil. Now this is just little bottles of cinnamon oil. I'm probably going to cough when I put this in. I'm going to do 3 of these little bottles because we like it really hot. You would probably only want to do 1. And if you're doing peppermint or cherry or grape, whatever you want, you probably only want 1 in this. Woo, okay. Woo, it is strong, y'all. So I put 3 in there. So I'm basically tripling our spice on that. And, ooh, woo-wee, that is strong. Oh, that's fun, but man, it is going down in my throat. Now, I'm going to try. I'm breathing that cinnamon straight in. You want to try to avoid doing that. All right. All you're going to do is stir that in and then pour this into your pan here. I didn't do a very good job stirring that in, but it'll be all right because it doesn't even matter. Whew, I can barely breathe, y'all. I'm not joking. The cinnamon is so strong, and this pot is heavy, so we want to get just about all of it out. Well, we want to get all of it out, all of it that we can, and it's going to set up pretty quickly. So I'm going to just drop this in the sink here. Try to not make a mess on the floor. Ooh, boy, y'all have no idea how strong that is. It is so strong. So I'm just going to spread it out here. And then we're just going to let it sit for a minute. And it's not going to take long. If you can see, it's already trying to set up. And that's okay. All right, that's what we're going to do. We'll be back when we're ready to cut it. Okay, now that I've composed myself a little bit and can breathe again, I like to take a knife when it's still pretty, still a little soft, and just kind of score it so that I have some lines when it's time to actually cut it. And, you know, these aren't going to be perfect pieces of candy. That's not how, I mean, it's kind of like rock candy a little bit, but that's not how it works. So It's going to be rustic and whatever size pieces that we want. But it is already setting up real good. And so I should be able to cut it here in just a few minutes. Now, let me show you. If you can work with this, whoo, it's hot. While it's still a little soft, you might can cut this with scissors. It doesn't happen very often for me, but every now and then I can cut it with scissors and then just cut my pieces. Ooh, that fell. Just like that. So here's what we're looking at, and this is all you're gonna do. You're just gonna break this into pieces. As you can see, I've just kind of been doing that here. And I'll break them all into small pieces, and then we'll put a little bit of powdered sugar on them. So we're just gonna add a little bit of powdered sugar on top here and mix it in. And that's just gonna keep that candy from sticking together. Now listen, y'all, my family is very excited about this because I went a lot of years without, I refused to make this candy because I was a little traumatized. When Cameron was 2, he's 26 now. When he was 2, I was making this candy and he was always in the kitchen with me. And when it got to the point where I poured it in the cookie sheet was sitting like right here, and I was busy doing something while I was waiting for it to cool. And he reached his little hand up and put it in that hot, boiling candy. And he started to scream. And of course, you know what's the first thing you do if a child is burnt? You're going to cool it off. So I stuck his hand, he touched his face, and I stuck his hand under cold water. And when that cold water hit that candy on his fingers, it hardened it. So he had hard pieces of candy on his fingers, and we peeled them off, and it was so bad. Like, we had to take him to the emergency room. That child was in the burn unit getting grafts from his skin from his butt to put on his fingers and his little face, and he still has the scar on his face. But I went many, many years and I would not make this candy because I just could not get the picture out of my head of that baby. And oh my gosh, it was just so bad. So we're past that now, and I can make this candy. So now let's just put it in a jar. Okay, so this is what we end up with, just this beautiful jar of hard candy. And I'm gonna eat a piece because it's really good. And it's really great to make little jars. I put them in my Christmas baskets that I give to friends. These little jars come from the Dollar Tree, and they're perfect for little candies. All right, y'all. Great cinnamon candy. Bye now.